Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May 2020 Southern Fried DNN User Group. We are excited tonight to hang out with each other. If you're watching this video far in the future and trying to remember what it was like in 2020, how could you forget? We are in the middle of the quarantine, and everyone is tired of it, cranky about being in tiny spaces and indoors and not doing simple things like eating out at restaurants. Here for this pre-summer Southern Fried DNN event, we thought we should have a virtual hangout. We should get together with everyone who joins and we'll find out what you're doing and hang out with each other, share some good stories, some good community collaboration, and some good fun. Hey there, Mindy. Tonight we're gonna have a kind of a special game. We're gonna play an episode of DNN Jeopardy. So I'm looking forward to sharing with you how we're going to do that in just a few moments with a game system called Factile, in which we are going to play DNN Jeopardy. And on your cell phone at home, you will be able to load up a web page with the buzzer in it so that you can buzz in and answer questions for DNN Jeopardy. But kind of as we do anytime we get started with a DNN meeting like this, we start by talking a little bit about community announcements and activity that's occurred since the last time we met. I would say that the biggest thing that has happened is that we have had a release of DNN 9.6. That has been released really just a few days ago, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago at most. And the biggest announcement probably to mention there is that aside from paying attention to DNN 9.6, there was pretty quickly afterwards a release of 9.6.1. And to my understanding, one of the bigger elements of 9.6.1 was that there was an issue with jQuery and jQuery 3.51 or 3.50 that was causing issues. jQuery created an issue with an update that they had done, and so very quickly they rolled out jQuery 3.51, and to match, we very quickly rolled out DNN 9.61. I'll kind of pass that over to David for a second or two. Anything else there major with 9.61 that I missed or should mention?
No, I think that's the biggest thing is just the jQuery thing. jQuery 3.5.0 was added or upgraded to that in 9.6.0, and then it kind of broke a lot of things, and one of those big things is Bootstrap. And jQuery put a release out very shortly thereafter, but we had already released 9.6.0, so that was the quickness factor of getting 9.6.1 out so that we could upgrade jQuery. There were a few other small things in there as well, but that's the big noteworthy piece.
And so we've had a mention in the last couple of Southern Fried events where we really talked about security. We talked about DNN upgrades. We talked about all of the benefits of getting as many versions higher as you can on your DNN instances, just so that they'll be easier to get up to the next version. So I mentioned, for instance, that I was going through many of my older DNN 8 and early DNN 9 sites and making a push to try and get them to 9.5. So that by the time 9.6 came out, I wasn't having to do all of those steps all in one big rush to get up to 9.6. So it was fortunate that as we went through that process, I was able to get my sites up close enough so that then moving to 9.6 is an easy step with the rest of the hard work behind me. Even then, it's not been hard work. Many of the upgrades, especially if you're past 9.3, are very simple, straightforward, and often for the ones that I'm going through have zero problems going from 9.3 to 9.4 to 9.5 or whatever I'm getting into. To belabor the point, if you are managing and maintaining older instances of DNN, the best thing that we can suggest for everyone to do is upgrade and get yourself up to those highest versions you can, 9.61 at this point, to help with keeping your DNN instance current. Oh, we got Clint joining us. Good to see you, Clint. Don't know if he's on audio yet.
Yeah,
Well
I'm here.
then,
I was just unmuting, so it's a rare
unmuting.
occasion
All right.
when I make a meeting, so it is good to be here.
Well, it's a good meeting for you to be here on. We're going to play DNN Jeopardy in a few minutes, and my first instance of a DNN Jeopardy that I participated in was one that you put together for QC Doug several years back, and so I thought this would be a fun thing for us to do in a hangout tonight. But moving on to DNN community news, there are a couple of new blog posts and items that have shown up in the DNNcommunity.org site. I'll kind of pass it around to everybody else that's in the meeting. Any other news or news items that you think we need to mention or share with the community? David, I'll kind of pass the mic to you. Check in.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of activity going on. I think it's probably noteworthy to mention all the work that's being done with the localization of the language packs. There's just a ton of work going on right there to get new language packs out. I think the Dutch pack is out, the Spanish pack is out, and they've been working on those really hard. So there's actually a whole team finally got the structure set in place, for those to be more effectively managed, and it's starting to flow really well. So it's nice to see that activity.
Yeah, very, very, very good point. I'll kind of spin it around the room and see if anyone else has announcements or things they want to add in or kind of talk about from in the DNN community. We're going to run this one tonight as a little bit more about those of us online hanging out together. So I'll kind of check in and pass based on what I see here. Jeremy, how about you? Anything that comes to mind that you think we should mention or talk about?
Nothing major. I just think it's interesting that Octane finally went to 1.0. I've still never installed it, but I'm really interested to keep watching that. And also kind of exciting to see Vanjaro move forward. I personally don't have any interest in it, haven't installed it yet, but it's kind of exciting to see someone tackling and taking DNN in that direction.
Yeah. I was going to say, when you mentioned Octane having a 1.0, I was going to mention I've got a Vanjaro installer on my desktop that I need to run and haven't been able to get to yet. So we'll hear about that when we pass it over. You know what? He's the next one in the video window over. How about you, Mandeep? Anything new that you want to say that we should focus on or talk about for a minute?
Yeah, so like Jeremy mentioned, Vanjaro is moving along pretty good. Alpha 3 was released, I believe, a week or two ago, and as community asked for it, can now be installed as a DNN extension. So just plain old DNN extension, and you can install or uninstall it. So that was a major change for us. We had to kind of go refactor and do a lot of the code differently, but I'm glad we were able to do that and kind of meet the need of the community. I mean, that was the whole reason we started this project, just to kind of give back to the community. So excited about that.
Is a major, that is a major kind of direction shift on the base of it. That's pretty excellent. That did not take very long for you to get through. I mean, I'm sure there was a ton of hours, but I'm impressed that happened so quick.
Yeah, absolutely. So the core or the foundation itself was, we never modified anything in DNN itself. We just leveraged the platform. So ultimately, it was always just an extension, but it was 62 plus extensions put together. So a lot of the effort went into just kind of refactoring that and, make sure that it can get installed as a single extension, because it's going to be a nightmare to have somebody go in and install 62 different extensions and manage that. So yeah, that was where all the effort went in. Having said that, there will be still two paths forward. There will be a DNN extension path, and then will be our own platform path. And the reason we're doing that is just, again, our own platform is not anything different. It is just DNN, but it's just a optimized or a minimal version of DNN, like removing a lot of stuff that is just now a technical depth, and not removing as in changing the core or something, just like not installing a lot of the packages that get pre-installed when you just install DNN. So you could still go ahead and install them if you need them, but there's really no need to have so much functionality and features to go into the platform just when you're installing it. So having said that, there'll be two paths moving forward. You could always download a distribution of Manjaro, which already has DNN. It's just a minimal version of it, or you can just grab the DNN extension, Manjaro extension for DNN, just install it on your DNN.
So Mandeep will probably want you to spend some time with us again in the future to kind of do a deeper dive and talk about that. But just to understand the differences in the names, what are you calling the one that's an all-in-one versus the one that's a module? What are the names of those two different installers?
Yeah, so we'll appreciate feedback from the community. Right now, we're just calling it Manjaro for DNN, as in the name of the extension. And then our own distribution, we're just calling Manjaro Platform.
That makes sense.
But I just lost videos of everybody. I'm not sure. It just came back. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So
like I said,
ultimately, oops.
We still hear you though, Mandeep. Oh, though we might have lost him.
Yep. I think he was having some internet issues there anyways.
Wow, this is weird. I'm seeing two videos of Ryan.
I think it was in the process of dropping Mandeep, so it blurred him.
Yeah, one or the other. He'll be back.
One is enough.
Well, I'll kind of pass around. I heard the golden tones there of Don Gingold. Why don't you jump in next? What's been going on your side?
How are you, and how is everybody?
Any community things or things you think we should talk about here for just a minute or two?
Community-wise, well, I want to throw a big shout-out to DNN Dave. We have been doing a couple of videos, little sessions where we're playing with Too Sexy and having a lot of fun with it. And we've got another one planned coming up soon, probably 2 or 3 more, I guess, maybe, that'll do it. My wife is writing a book that's a sort of a companion piece to a bunch of Agatha Christie novels. All those wild terms that are in the 1920s and stuff in England, where us Americans look at it and say, I don't know what that word means. Well, she put the terms all together, and we're putting a book out for that. But wouldn't it be nice if you could go to a website and look up the terms? Plus, when she gets new terms after the book is out, she'll put them on the website too. But since that's truly a data application, we figured Too Sexy might be a good thing for that. Looked like structured content. So, but I was having trouble just getting over the hump of learning Too Sexy, and DNN Dave volunteered to help in exchange for helping the community by making a series of videos. Great,
nice.
Great humanitarian act.
Well, I tell you what, Don, let's plan later in the fall when you're ready with it, and let's have you do a little session where you show some of the video clips or your favorite tips, and let's take a look at your case study of a good use of Too Sexy as a data app. I think that sounds great.
Yes,
would love it.
Hey, with that being said, I probably should have mentioned, I'm going to start doing a lot more live streams here over the coming weeks and months and so forth. So if anybody wants to jump on a stream, I'm still, Don's been a nice guinea pig for some of the technical learnings and so forth. But I plan to do a lot more of those. So I'd love to have some guests on there and just have some fun and learn some DNN in the same process.
Yeah, it's just like Hollywood. It's hurry up and wait. You should see the setup that Dave's got, the cameras, the monitors, the program that he's using for the platform for communicating it all and live streaming it all. It does take some time to get it all configured. So me, as the quote-unquote talent, was basically just sitting and waiting until we got everything working. But now that it's running smoothly, it's a piece of cake. It looks really nice, and it's a lot of fun to do. Just crank through it and put the stuff up there.
I think fantastic. And I don't know, David, I assume you're doing them during the daytime though, so they don't match up with SoFri at night. But I'll try and join you for one or two. It sounds like fun.
No, they're all random times. There's no set schedule.
Right.
I may start doing some
okay.
things set schedule, so it's just kind of ad hoc, and as something comes up, hey, let's jump on a live stream, and instead of me just helping you directly and nobody else benefiting from it, I want to try to help some people out and do it online so everybody can benefit from it.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike, we were heading over to you next. There's a possibility we're going to see you next month on SoFri to talk a little bit, no?
Hey, sorry, Ryan, your last maybe 10 seconds cut out on my end here.
I was saying that, what's new for you and what have you been into and what do you think we should talk about here for a minute or two? And are we going to see you in the next month or so to tell us about some new things and Shine and other projects?
Yeah, first off, I just on the last note there, I'm really glad to see Dave's doing those videos, so kudos to you. When Anderson stopped making videos, a couple of years ago now, for me at least, it left a big gap in regular DNN content out there. So I'm glad to see that you're picking that up a bit there, because I'll be frankly, last week I got really worked up on one of our MVP meetings towards the end because there's not a whole lot of promotion of DNN and talking about it and the features and things. So I'm glad to see you're doing that, Dave. I'll support you for sure there. And come on sometime if you'll have me. From a community perspective, Ryan, not a ton's been happening on my end lately, to be quite honest. We've been swamped over here, and the world's been wacky, and it's not left time for doing stuff on the platform for me, unfortunately. But one thing I have been able to do is, and you mentioned Shine, part of me building Shine is to take the features that we have in DNN today and, quite frankly, pull them up to the forefront and make them shine a bit. And part of that is, and I've done a little bit in the past, making contributions to the core, like core replaceable module action menus and things like that. So that trend's going to continue over the next couple months. And, Dave and I talked about this in the past, workflow and things like that. So hopefully bringing page versioning to DNN is something that we can do in the near future. Today.
Yeah. Obviously something that we have parts of in Shine, but would love to have.
Yeah, 100%. That's in the platform itself, so I think that should be coming out. And we were talking about version 10 on the last MVP call and things like that. So there could be a good convergence of a bunch of things coming. When that comes out. Jay Mathis was working on a structured content solution there, and a bunch of other things are in the works. So, that's from the DNN community perspective. That's a lot of the stuff I'll be doing or looking at doing over the next little while, and naturally, flavors of that will come through in the Shine experience as well. So yeah, absolutely. If you want to have me on the next little while, we've got some cool things cooking.
I'll ping you. Mark, how are you doing? You were on earlier, and we said hi in the beginning, but I didn't get a chance to talk much. What have you been up to lately? Anything you want to call our attention to?
Hi, Ryan. Hi, everybody. No, I don't have anything noteworthy. Just what Mike said. The world's been crazy. I've just been slammed with work and building a new little project related to the COVID virus too. So I've been pushing hard on that while it's relevant. But nothing newsworthy for the community.
Yeah, I think we've all been very busy, like across the board. Our type of people, we've all had the opportunity to be more busy than have a break right now. So that's good. But at the same time, we're tired. So
I would make a comment on that. I've seen a real resurgence in the relevance of websites versus social media during this COVID time, because my clients, when they need to get information out to all of their people, they can choose social media, but it sort of has a time dissolving factor to it. It's only current for a very short amount of time. So they've been putting their information on their websites, which has been keeping me quite busy, happily. But they're seeing that it's serving their people so much better. So I really have appreciated the rise in importance of the websites, which had been dissolving away to social media up to that point.
Yeah.
Nice
Do you feel like people were taking their website for granted, and now they're reinforcing the difference of their use of the website versus the other social media?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Content?
Yeah. It's coming back around, at least for now.
Yeah, that's a good assessment. Let's see. Next on the list I'm looking at here. Clint, we heard from you a second ago. How you been?
I had to unmute there. I've been doing good, man. Just staying busy. You know, work, babies, making babies, biscuits in the oven. Yeah.
Biscuit in the oven. Okay.
Yeah. But that's not Facebook official yet, so don't live stream.
Is it a buttermilk biscuit? It's got to be a southern buttermilk biscuit.
Here we go. Sift the flour, roll the dough.
Yeah, I know that song. So, been doing that, been locked in, just been busy with the day job. At nighttime, I've been doing some stuff with Kalyani and the TriCrypto, so decentralized development and blockchain stuff has kind of got my mind as mush right now. So, like, I'm still trying to figure it all out. So, learning as I go and documenting it.
All right.
So, are we having a second baby boom?
We will be in a couple months. Yeah.
I would say there are going to be a bunch of quarantines running around 15 years from now.
Yeah. So we considering if it's a girl, K-Rona Quarantina Patterson. And if it's a boy, it might be like Wuhan Wu-Tang Patterson. I don't know. But anyway, don't mention that on Facebook or I'll get killed. So because it's not Facebook official yet, apparently.
Not official yet.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir. So that's what I've been doing, man. Just one thing I'll say. I mean, y'all know the company I work for now provides an intranet-based, like an employee engagement solution. It's a SaaS offering, and as companies have had to like instantly convert to remote, it was weird. Like we had some deals that were just about to close, and then they kind of backed up, and then you had some that just came burning in, and like, oh man, we got to get something.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting, and you can look at our metrics on the back end, and it's like normal, and then everybody works remote, and it's start going up, like everybody, collaborating internally. So it's good, but I've just been staying busy.
Yeah. Well, Daniel, you chimed in there a second ago. How about we pass the mic to you? What's going on and community-wise? Anything new to report or to draw our attention to? What new core modules have you updated lately?
None. No, we
got
had
through the list. That's good.
We had a 9.6.0 release, very quickly followed by a 9.6.1, which patches some issues there was with us upgrading jQuery, fixed something in the search, and this and that. I've been very busy with paid work and the house. Summer is starting, and I'm getting run around in the garden. So I haven't done a lot these past weeks, except, following up what's happening and trying to help a little bit here and there. But I have stuff on my queue, new file manager we're working on.
That's right.
Free some time to work on that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have a lot new.
So to mention for those of you at home and watching this later on, one of the items that has been around the longest that till now has not been updated or refreshed, that remains from older DNN, still in DNN 9, is the core file manager. And that file manager, serves many purposes. It has many different features. Some of those are heavily used. Some of them are rarely ever used. But there's been a lot of talk lately about those last few steps necessary to remove Telerik as an active element within DNN, and that the file manager is one of the remaining things that has a connection there. And once we remove that, that's a good new update and a good new modern offering that can be out there in newer DNN. So Daniel and others are taking on that project, and we might have some good news on that soon.
Yep. So it's working and everything. It's on a separate branch. It doesn't have yet feature parity. We would like to get about the same features as much as possible before we actually put it in.
Are there any new features that you're targeting that you're going to try and work in as a stretch goal?
Time permitting, I would like it to be responsive and accessible. So just to put in context, this is a file manager that was given to us before the Evoke one was built in the Persona bar and between the one we have now. So that got kind of started and the project kind of switched to the Persona bar one, and that's available in Evoke. So that's kind of an in-between. It doesn't rely on Telerik, but it was not meant to be responsive. As many of you know, the Persona bar was meant for like desktop and tablet, not mobile. Now the file manager is a bit different because it can exist also in Pages. It's not exclusively for the Persona bar. So yeah, ideally that's something I would like to tackle, but as soon as we have something that works great and that has feature parity, we'll bring it in and improve it as it goes.
All right. Well, so I didn't get to several in the list. We have Eileen, and we have some folks on phone. Steve is also in there. I'll kind of put a note out, open mic. Does anybody else have anything they want to mention or kind of talk about? And then we'll jump into the entertainment for the evening.
I've got a couple things that's more or less reiterating some of the things. One is the advice about the advice about keeping your websites up to date is brilliant. I'm dealing with a website that I didn't do that with, and it's been very painful. So that's definitely really, really good advice. The second thing is, thanks to everyone for getting out 9.61 so quickly. When I was doing the movement from this older version, I took it directly to 9.6, and I couldn't figure out why the hell nothing was working, and I wasted days and days. I thought, it has to be me. It has to be me. And it wasn't.
No.
It was it. And so when I learned what was going on, and best, that there was almost immediately a fix, I was delighted. The last thing, from the perspective of the work that I do, I develop exhibits for museums, and sometimes they want websites. And what we're finding right now in this sort of looking forward to a post-COVID world, is that the website is going to be incredibly important for cultural institutions, because we're not quite sure how to run a museum or art gallery in the conditions that we might be facing. And so they're really looking at, in terms of forming their communities, getting revenue, you name it. It's things that you can't do on Facebook. So I'm working with one museum right now that's putting its whole collections database online. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff that's happening. So I think that you know, the website has in some ways been overshadowed by social media for a while, but I think now that websites are going to be an important part of the infrastructure for many organizations.
The modifications of how we move forward.
Yeah.
Awesome. And if I can add on that upgrade thing that you mentioned, we have spent a lot of time fixing our build so that we can release quick. And this is a direct effect of that. There was a lot of hours invested by a lot of people, and that's what allows us to release quick. So now if we see a widespread issue that has a PR that came in or that is a quick fix, we can release really quick, and things like this that have no breaking changes at all, we leave it in RC like 1 week and it's good to go.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
On that point too. Was it Steve that was making the comment about the museums?
Yes, Steve was talking about museums.
Got it. We're in a similar situation, being a DNN integrator and then a customer in a sense. When I'm not building websites, I'm the president of Summer Place, the community theater here in town. And we're struggling because we can't be on stage. And since we're called the Summer Place, our entire season is now shut down, canceled. Gone. And we need to grow to evolve to an online presence. We have the same, similar concept that Steve has of not being able to get people in the museums. So how can we make revenue online promoting what we do? So we have that same kind of situation. And while I'm talking, as long as I'm talking, two things. First thing is, I don't know if we've mentioned the DNN Summit date for next year, 2021.
Thank you, Don. Yes, please, go ahead.
We were just talking at DNNcommunity.org. David just updated the European, the DNN Connect page to be the 2021. And I suggested we do the same thing over there. We're now, we have some dates, February 8th through 10th of next year, when we're going to be meeting again, and we're going to be at the same place down in Orlando. I guess you heard it here first.
I'm glad you thought to mention that. Thank you. We're kind of as a board and a group organizing and talking about the things that are going to be happening. Obviously, there's going to be all kinds of interesting contingencies that happen as we head into the fall and into the winter beginning of next year. But I think that already with a location locked down and dates locked down, in one way or another, we're going to be excited about showing up. And you know what? Let me pause for a second. David, for 2 seconds, talk about this for just a second. I'm bringing it up on screen. This is a system that David introduced us to just recently, but it's something that for the next DNN Southern Fried meeting, I'd like to try and use this. I'd like to try and use it as for part of a meeting just for the fun and the interest of it. But David, for just 2 seconds, talk about this for a second.
I don't know a whole lot yet, Ryan. Honestly, I just noticed it. I'm not sure that we can easily do that. It's just something I was exploring. But yep. in essence, they have an open campus that is free, and you can go and kind of do little meetups and stuff on there. But I think to actually use a room, you have to really schedule an event and so forth. But I'm not totally sure about all that. I haven't had time to play with it too much. But the idea is to put a little bit more of a touch, on virtual meetings. And I think they were well in, development way before all this started. But I think they're getting a little more attention now that we're all having to do all this remote working and meeting and so forth. It's pretty cool.
So I have gotten set up with a demo account. We explained that we're a user group and that we help organize and put on conferences, and that we're interested in testing this out just to see what it's like. And they are filled with a lot of users right now trying it out for fun, just to see and play around with it. And we're going to do a little bit of testing with it over the next week or so, and may put out a note before next SoFri with a link and some information, because I believe you do download a desktop app to run and connect this. So we'll talk about it a little bit more, but we'll come up with something fun to do with that. But what I want to go grab was the prize for tonight's game. For Southern Fried, one of the things that I did was for DNN Summit. One of the things that I did was get a custom deck of playing cards set up. Turn them over here without throwing them all over. Custom deck of playing cards with that kind of DNN tartan pattern with a DNN D logo on it. And I'm going to be giving these away at DNN Summit next year. But for the winner of tonight's DNN Jeopardy, I'm going to drop one of these in the mail to the grand winner. So whoever wins tonight is going to go away with a custom set of DNN playing cards. So with that, I'm looking for 4 contestants who would like to participate in DNN Jeopardy tonight. The requirements for DNN Jeopardy are that you'll need to be able to use your phone to pull up a web page that I'll describe to you in just a second, in which you'll have a buzzer that you'll be able to click and buzz in for DNN Jeopardy. And so you will need your phone available so that you can buzz in. And for Final Jeopardy, if you make it that far, you will need to have a Sharpie, preferably, and a sheet of paper so that you can write down your final answers and hold them up when we get to the point of Final Jeopardy. So what I'm looking for are 4 contestants for tonight. Who would like to step up? We have Daniel Alatas, number 1. I'm looking
Yay,
at
I win.
Well, now we're going to lose, though.
I'll step up, right?
Oh, no, you could absolutely win. And pretty much everyone is able to participate. And anyway, David says he's on. All right.
All right.
So we've got David, we've got Daniel, we've got Don. Okay, so that's Mike. Mike, you're on?
Yep.
Okay. So here's how we play the game. I am going to run through and do my best to play Alex Trebek here for the night. So we will kind of begin. If it is sharing on screen, we're going to get some instructions going in just a moment. Well,
I'll go get my Sharpie.
Go get a Sharpie. That'd be fantastic.
A regular pen won't do the job. You need a Sharpie.
It needs to be something dark enough that we're going to see it when you hold up the screen.
We got it.
Oh, did I miss a requirement? I thought you still needed the phone. I didn't know.
Yeah, the phone is one. The second is you need to be able to write your answers and hold them up on screen. So you need a sheet of paper and a good Sharpie or maybe a dry erase board because it's going to be the answer for Final Jeopardy. Not for all of them, but for Final Jeopardy.
I don't think I have a pencil. I guess I'm out.
You write it out on a tablet?
No, I guess I'm out. I have no pencil.
Well, really, David has no ink-emitting device. Okay. Who's in for David if David bows out?
Okay.
David, I'll throw you a Sharpie. I'll toss it. I'll toss it for you.
Well, I could go get one, but I'm lazy.
Go get one. Go get one. We're getting ready to get started. We're going to have 4 players, and we're going to start buzzer mode, and we'll need a second anyways to get everyone to where they can see buzzer mode. So to get your buzzer loaded, what you will do is you will go to playfactile.com/join, and you will enter in this 4-digit code. So I will make that a little bit larger. I hope you see that on screen. It is playfact, so factile, it's the pun there, playfactile.com/join, and the code is 061. And when we have 4 teams on, we will begin.
I see fruits.
Yes, you need to put in your name and then it has some goofy little icons for you to choose as your avatar icon. But preferably put in your first name so that we'll be able to easily identify who's buzzed in.
Okay, so I'm supposed to go here. Play. Fact.
I have not been asked for a name, but I'm a watermelon.
You're a watermelon, okay. A pineapple, okay. I thought there was a name part to that. They'll have to see.
Yeah,
we've got 2 of 4 teams. We need 2 more. 3 of 4 teams.
I'm an orange.
I'm a lemon.
We got 4 of 4 teams. All right. Let's begin the game. I'm not sure how the audio will come over the game portion and over the online screen share, but it does play some Jeopardy music while we're going. So that's part of the fun of Jeopardy. If it doesn't come through, I'll turn up my own speakers so we can make sure we hear it. But we will go ahead and begin. I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and have Don Gingold kind of start things off. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Jeopardy. We're all buzzers straight in. We don't have a first player. Apologize there. Okay, so we have categories tonight for Jeopardy. We have what's in a name. Names where questions where a name plays a primary element. A keen eye is our category with visual cues for you to pay attention to. Out and about is specifically for
out and about.
DNN community.
That's for us.
Out and about for the DNN community and activities out there. It's ancient history by now. Category where all of those questions are about things of the past in DNN. Missing in action. Missing in action, and then finally, see what develops. Our developer category with perhaps some easy development questions and some more difficult development questions. So we will begin. Okay, I do need to give the board to somebody so they choose a first question. Okay, so Don, please go ahead and choose a category and a number, and we'll begin there.
I can't help but think about Saturday Night Live, and I'll take the rapist for 100 back.
Absolutely. So
how about what's in the name for 100?
All right. The original name for the DNN platform. Pineapple.
I Buy Spy.
What is I Buy Spy? That'll be
That's incorrect.
What is?
That's totally incorrect. That's wrong. Cheaters.
What I will do is I'll have that as our first allowance for what is missing from the question. We'll go ahead and give that to Don, but going forward, we need you to phrase your answers in the form of a question.
Got it.
All right.
Cheaters.
Don, you have the board. Where would you like to go?
Out in the boat for 100.
Out and about for 100. The DNN World Convention in both 2011 and 2012 was held in this U.S. city known for entertainment. Lemon.
What is Orlando, Florida?
What is Orlando, Florida? David, the board's yours.
It's ancient history by now for 100, Ryan.
Word Mess called them themes, and now most people do too. DNN called them skins in a fashion after popular Windows programs of the day like this one for music. Orange. Orange, you have 7
What is
seconds.
WinAmp?
I'm sorry. So who replied with that one?
Smelter, orange.
Smelter is orange. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to rename these things, or I'm going to have to start calling you guys by fruit names. Yes. What is WinAmp is the correct answer. Well,
I couldn't get off. Smelter? My wife just high-fived me.
Mike, you have the board.
Go big or go home. We'll see what develops for 500.
See what develops for 500, the opposite style. When writing a SPA application, this should be sent to the server to prevent CSRF attacks.
You
DNN Jeopardy.
beat me.
Orange.
What is the request forgery token?
Can you please phrase that again?
What is a request forgery token? No. Okay.
I'm going to be specific. Who else would like to take that?
I was second.
David. David,
what is anti-forgery token?
So, David, your lemon?
Yes.
That is correct. What is an anti-forgery token?
What did I say, request?
Yeah, request for.
We're missing the anti.
If this were for 100, I might accept any answer, but this is the top in the category, and we have to be specific. David, you have the board.
I don't see the board. Sorry.
Sorry. There we go.
Okay. See what develops for 100, Ryan.
This development term is referred to by the abbreviated initials MVC. Watermelon.
What is a model view controller?
That is correct. What is model view controller? Daniel, where would you like?
Come on, Don. Get in there.
Let's go with ancient history for 300.
Okay. Demonstrating functions of ASP.NET 1.0, Sean Walker released iBuySpy in what year? Lemon.
What is 2002?
Excellent. Clearly, David, you are in the lead here. Several questions putting you up to the top. Where would you like to go?
See what develops for 200, Ryan.
The persona bar is built using this technology. Lemon.
What is React?
What is React? Well answered. Where do you continue?
See what develops for 300, Ryan.
See what develops 300. Data types, text and end text should never be used again, says expert Dustin Moore. These should be used instead. Watermelon.
What is nchar and nvarchar?
Can you be more specific again?
What is nchar and nvarchar? No, I can't really be more specific. Sorry.
It is a 300 level category, so I'll look for a stickler of an answer. Does anyone else want to venture a guess? David.
What is varchar and nvarchar?
Which are the same answers that David provided, or that Daniel provided.
No, he said in for both of them.
Yeah, I agree with him.
David, I will give you that answer. Dustin, as a specific, said varchar max and nvarchar max, because the text and end text really is more about the max than it is specifically the nvarchar, which could be for any specific size. Okay. Also, he was apt to reiterate that his statement there was specifically because it is being depreciated soon, and he is shocked by the developers who continue to keep using it as a data type.
Depreciated?
Absolutely. You can't do You can't do lefts or rights on them. You can't do all kinds of things in modern SQL with older text and end text. All right, David, you continue to have the board. If orange does not proceed forward by the time we have the daily double, they're not able to proceed forward in the game unless they get out of the negative. So we need to see some actions by that orange there. But David, you control the board.
Well, speaking of actions, Ryan, let's go with missing in action for 100.
Missing in action for 100. Missing in early DNN 9, the older site wizard came back in this new location. Here specifically, we're looking for. Yeah, I'll be glad. We are looking for what naming or location it is located within side of DNN 9 these days. All right. That would be our first where no one chimed in, so there's no penalty. The time's already
Orange
up.
came in.
Go forward. This
Orange
is,
came in, right?
What is,
Orange buzz, but that's okay.
Orange buzz, but it was after the timeout finished. What is the settings with import-export?
But that's not.
All right, David, you continue to hold the board, however.
Yeah, it's not the same, though.
It's not the site wizard. That's just import-export. That's something completely new.
It's not the same, but it is the location you would go to do some of the same tasks. But continue.
Okay. Nobody argues with Alex.
For 400, Ryan.
See what develops for 400. If a manifest file is missing, this service throws an error. Pineapple.
What is the extension installer?
No. Orange, you were next.
I was going to say, what is the installer?
No. Well, watermelon.
Watermelon. The extension verification service, EVS.
What is the EVS, extension verification service? Daniel, what would you like to do next?
Missing in action for 200.
Previously, in the Admin Advanced Settings Google Analytics section, you now find Google Analytics in this new DNN element, orange.
What is connectors?
Excellent. What
if
is
you didn't get that
why
one,
the guy
I don't
wrote
know
it.
who would.
Yeah, I built that thing. Better get it.
What is connectors? Continue.
We'll do Oot in a Boot for 300, please.
For 300.
That's a Canadian.
The first European Day of DotNetNuke was held in 2010 in this metropolitan city. Orange.
What is Madrid?
No, I'm sorry. Lemon.
What is meow?
Where's where?
Meow.
Are you answering in the form of a cat and you are meowing?
David, did you say meow?
Meow. Meow.
No,
Wow.
The first European Day of DotNetNuke was held in this 2010 metropolitan city.
I can answer that once, y'all, I think.
We have to bring it down south if we don't get a guess from pineapple or watermelon. All right, Clint, our guest expert, what would you like to answer there?
Wasn't it Paris?
No.
What is Paris, France?
Really?
The first
Thank
European
you.
Day of DotNetNuke.
Actually, I think it was in Switzerland, and it was only a few people, and it was really cold there. But I don't think they called it European Day of .NET, Day of DotNetNuke.
That was just a drinking group, really.
Yeah.
That's just Thursday.
Well, I believe, David, you retained control of the board. What would you like to choose?
Oh, was I? I think Mike had control.
Mike had it, but then he answered a question incorrectly. I believe he loses control at that point.
Okay. Let's go for, it's ancient history by now for 200, Ryan.
The first version of .NETNuke, which requires ASP.NET 2.0. Lemon?
What is .NETNuke version 3?
No. Watermelon?
What is .NETNuke version 5?
Wait, are you guys?
Oh, I'm way off.
Oh.
1.1 is what I'm thinking.
What is DNN 4?
What is .NETNuke 4?
I really knew that one, guys. No, I didn't.
We helped you. We helped you there.
I know.
We framed it for
Mike, what would you like next?
A keen eye for 300, please.
A keen eye for 300. These were your image choices on this popular website.
Not what I was expecting.
I can't remember.
Is that supposed to be an image right there?
That
I was
is
trying to
an
think
image.
of. Oh, okay.
This is a portion of an image. These were your image, and I need to spell correct that mage. Image choices in this popular website. Watermelon.
I'm going to try something. What is PHP Nuke?
No.
Okay.
Interesting suggestion, however. Anyone else? Interesting. Okay. Well, that one.
I mean, I wonder if it's snow covered.
What are
That's what I was thinking, that it was part of
module icon. You must have a keen eye to get the images that are shown in this category. So consider that the challenge type. Most will be zoom or cropped elements of images that will lead you to a DNN theme answer about images. David, you've dropped a few points, but you still control the board. It really could be anyone's game with some of the higher categories that are coming up. And we still have a daily double out there. So, David, what would you like to go for?
Let's go for Out and About for 200.
The first day of .NETNuke was held in this year? In this year. Lemon?
Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to hit it. I got to guess now. What is...
I can tell you.
2008?
Yeah.
That was an excellent answer. Guess. What is
Name
2008?
the city. Name the city.
It was an educated guess. Orlando.
Orlando.
Okay. David, what would you like to choose next?
What is Out and About for 400, Ryan?
The Queen City DNN User Group, QC Doug, changed its name to Southern Fried DNN for this reason.
I know.
Lennon.
Well, no, I'm not actually
They
playing.
lost their domain name.
What is? Because the domain name expired.
I thought Charles had a good idea when we were drinking one night, right?
Yeah.
And do you know who we lost it to? Do you know who bought the QC Doug? Do you remember the industry?
Oh, yes.
It was,
Does anyone else remember? We'll give non-QC Doug folks a chance to. I mean, we're all QC Doug folks now because we're all Southern Fried folks. But anybody
You
else
don't remember
a dentist
a
website?
dentist. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
A dentist website has QC Doug.
Why?
That was.
And
that
they
was
would
fun.
not give it up.
You know,
They would not give it back to us.
Stack Overflow changed name also. They used to be called
Hey, QC Doug is
Experts
still up there.
Experts Exchange. And because they had
Yeah,
no
'cause it looked like
dashes, it looked
Yes,
like
Expert Exchange. Yeah, I remember that. Yes, yes. An original form of the question could have been, QC Doug and Microsoft have this in common about their domain names, and it was going to be, we both let registration lapse, except Microsoft got theirs back, and we didn't get ours back. David, what would you like to continue to?
Let's go for the daily double on in about 500. I'm just hoping.
Nope. Scott Wilhite was a keynote speaker at this Day of .NETNuke. Lemon.
I didn't hit. Maybe I did. Maybe my finger's just hot or something. What is 2008? I don't think the keynote speaker there.
I will let you answer correctly in that it is not looking for the year in this one. We're looking for the location, if that was not clear. Scott Wilhite was a keynote speaker at this Day of .NETNuke.
What is Orlando? Doug.
No. Anyone else?
Was he at ours?
He wasn't at ours.
One, I think. I think he was in our first one.
Mike or anyone else want to venture a guess? Sorry, we have Orange ready to make a guess. Yes, Mike. You are on mute, or we cannot hear you.
Sorry, I was on mute. What is Halifax?
Oh.
As in Virginia?
No, Day of .NETNuke 2011.
Good guess.
Thank you. I needed to hear 2011 Day of .NETNuke, Nova Scotia.
Nice.
Excellent. And that brings you closer to being out of the red. So let's see how you continue. You have a chance to really make up that gain. David is still in the lead. What would you like to do, Mike?
Missing an action for 400.
I showed up.
Also, the name of a villain in the first season of the TV show 24. This person was instrumental in teaching early DNN skin customization.
Ryan Moore.
What?
Lemon.
Who is Ralph Williams?
No.
What is this? Also the name of the villain and the first is...
Oh, good question. Good question.
The guy from Australia? You may tell you?
Mike.
I know what it is.
Hold on. Mike has a chance to answer. But his video.
What is Nick?
No. Anyone else?
The DNN creative was Lee Sykes, and I can't remember where he was from, but it's got to be him, right?
Nope.
No,
the hit was 24.
In the first season of 24.
Well, I don't watch TV. I don't know. What's the first name?
So, David, you already answered incorrectly, and it dropped you down. I don't think you can answer again.
Nina Myers.
I
thought we were done.
Skip to see Nina Myers as the early person who taught many people about DNN skins. We had her on DNN. We had her on a Southern Fried 2 years ago, perhaps, and she's listed as missing in action because she doesn't do much in the DNN community these days, but she certainly participated in a big way in the past. David, despite that blunder, you still control the board, or would you like to continue?
I think I want to pass it over to Daniel Velatis.
Oh, really?
All right. I believe that means watermelon. Watermelon, what would you like to go for?
Let's go with what's in the name for 200.
What's in a name? Before they were known as Manage.com, they went by another name.
Oh, Lord.
I know.
What is Power DNN?
What is or who is Power DNN? David?
What's in the name for 300, Ryan? Come on, Daily Double.
An African or a European swallow?
What?
An African or a European swallow?
Clearly very few Monty Python people here.
Clearly, there's only one answer to this question, and it is in the form of a question.
What is the land speed? What is the land speed?
I believe that our guest Pete Good is going to go ahead and answer that for us. Pete, in action, go ahead.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
That is correct.
What does this have to do with DNN, though?
That's what
it does not. But you can't have a question and a series of questions without asking what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow.
42.
Some call him Tim. David, you have the board.
What just
Who
happened?
has the board? Sorry, I didn't hear who
David,
you said.
You have the board.
Oh, okay. I'd like to pass the control of the board over to Mike Spelser, Mr. Orange.
All right. Mr. Orange.
David, thank you.
I don't want you to be out.
I don't say that.
So which did you want, Mike?
It's ancient history by now for 500. I need money. I need
History
bad.
for 500. Divisive in early conversations, this technology change set the stage for DNN development to follow.
Oh, dear God, I know this one. I will say that I wish that we would all just embrace web components.
Amen, brother.
Watermelon, Daniel.
Since it's in ancient history, I would say, what is C#?
Can you rephrase that question or be more specific with it?
What is migrating from Visual Basic to C#?
What is VB.NET versus C#?
Good.
Excellent.
Nice.
Very good answer, Daniel. Where would you like to go from here, Daniel?
Let's finish ancient history.
Ancient history for 400. This old editor is sometimes lead to questions from clients just because of its name. Lemon.
What is FCK editor?
Absolutely. What is the SCK editor? Which, when a client saw that from me, began giving me a tirade before he allowed me to explain that's just what it's called.
And people think that too sexy is bad.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Absolutely. David, you control the board.
Let's go with a keen eye for 100, Ryan.
You can see these mountains here.
I know.
Watermelon.
What is snow cover?
Daniel.
What is snow
What
cover?
is snowcovered.com? Excellent.
Good job.
Coming in from behind, Daniel, you control the board. What would you like?
What's in the name for 400?
This early fledgling PHP CMS was a naming inspiration. Lemon.
What is PHP Nuke?
I gave
earlier in the round, what was PHP Nuke?
Your buzzer works
right.
too good.
I got good internet, I guess.
Yeah, I knew that one.
He's closer to Ryan.
Yeah, that's what.
David, you have the board.
What's in the name for 500, Ryan?
The primary domain changed from .NetNuke.com to DNNSoftware.com. This person previously owned that domain. Lemon.
I know.
Who is Chris Hammond?
No.
No.
No? Oh.
Nope.
No. And that's
Well,
a costly mistake for you. 1,100, you're much closer to the others now. Watermelon.
Who is Sean Walker?
No.
No. Would anyone else like to venture a guess? It's $500 at the ready to gain there, Mike, or Don, if you would like to join in there.
Upindo.
All right. It is safe to not venture an answer. Clint, would you like to venture an answer?
It is Kelly Ford.
Who is Kelly Ford of DNN Dev, Xmod Pro, Prompt, and DNN Doc? Little known fact.
He get paid though.
He was traded a license of Evoke, a gamification system version for that.
Social.
Okay.
Social. Yeah.
Wow. I believe, looking at the board, we have David ready to continue. What would you like to choose?
I would like to pass control of the board over to Pineapple, please.
Pineapple is Don Gingold. What would you like to choose there, Don?
A keen eye for 200, please.
A keen eye for 200. Camouflage shorts are DNN official in this diminutive situation.
I know what it is.
Lemon.
Did it? It did it again. I didn't do that.
You feel like
Can you
didn't
strike
do that?
my
Okay.
like? I think my finger must be warm or something.
Who else has an answer for these diminutive camouflage shorts? Clint, would you like to answer on that one?
That would be the Sean Walker Sean Bobble.
Held in your very hand, your finger at the corner of those shorts.
Nice.
David, what would you like to choose next?
Missing in action for 300, Ryan. Come on, Daily Double.
Missing in action. I don't actually know where the Daily Double is. I figured we should have had it by now. Answering the question, what documentation? 5 men devoted themselves to creating this community-driven resource. Orange.
What is DNN Docs?
Oh,
well done.
You said orange. Sorry, I thought you...
I did say orange, yep.
We said the same thing. That's okay.
Oh, I was looking for the 5 names.
No, it's the resource. What is DNN Docs? Kelly Ford, Patrick Ryan, David Poindexter, Peter Donker, and Clint Patterson. All right, down to our last several here. Daily Double was set to randomly select, so at this point, we will see when it shows up. David, what do you choose?
I think Orange has control of the board.
Yeah, I got that one.
Oh, you did get that one. I apologize. Thank you.
It's okay. Missing in action for 500, please.
This technology will not be missed when it is removed finally from DNN.
I can answer that one.
Orange.
What is web forms?
Although a good answer,
also
not
true.
the answer the judges were looking for.
Subjective.
Watermelon.
What is Telerik?
What is Telerik?
Well done.
I was going to say
done. Watermelon, where would you like to go?
I'll go with a keen eye with 400.
I don't know that the Daily Double was enabled. We will see. You would find this in what version?
Let me
you
back
would
up
find
here.
this in what version? Pineapple.
What is version 6?
I'm sorry, no, that is not the answer. Lemon.
What is version 3?
I'm just double checking. No.
I know what that is. Oh no.
I can't figure it out yet.
That's
orange or watermelon. Would you like to venture a guess? You would find this in what version? To elaborate any further would give away part of the answer.
David's playing his best donkey from Shrek.
Oh, 15!
What, Brian?
Mike. Yes?
What is version 6.2?
Oh, no, Mike. Sore miss there. Daniel, your choice. You can venture a guess. You are close to the top. Perhaps not venturing a guess would be safer. I'm not sure.
I would not venture a guess. I have a guess, but I'm not going to say it.
What is .NetNuke 2?
Oh.
This is the logo from .NetNuke 2. If you've not seen that in a long time, you might forget there was a little circle in the middle of that gear and toothed gear there.
Brinkman shared
David,
that.
did you recognize that after a few minutes?
Yeah, after I said it, I was like, oh, man, I know what that is.
All right. Going into our last question here, we have two very close neck-and-neck competitors of Lemon and Watermelon. Lemon, you have 700, and Watermelon, you have 600. So, Lemon, you have choice of the board. You have a keen eye for 500. Here we go.
I will take.
Hey, that's not what I was going to choose.
Looking this my job.
I know that
Fans of DNN visited this blue bear in this location. In what location?
Who doesn't know that? Oh my God, nobody knows that? I'll tell y'all why y'all don't know it.
Fans of DNN, that is a clue. Fans of DNN visited this blue bear in this location.
All right, I guess.
We let it go?
I guess I'll have
one more chance.
Money.
What is DNN Summit in Denver, Colorado?
Because y'all was too
there outside the convention center that when we walked around the corner, you could see from your hotel windows.
I never knew that. Wow.
Y'all were all too high. Y'all were too high.
Anyway, I think I must have went back to my room.
No, you would have seen it if you would have just gone out and marched with me and all the ladies that were protesting.
So that is right.
Lemon gets the deck of cards. Watermelon gets 600.
No.
Oh, that's not how it works.
We have Final Jeopardy. We have our Final Jeopardy question. Those with negative scores do not continue forward to Final Jeopardy. So we have Lemon and Watermelon continuing forward to Final Jeopardy. You'll need to get prepared, your sheets of paper and your Sharpies to answer this question. You will have 30 seconds to complete the answer and decide how much you weigh. So please remember.
That's what we write on the paper, right?
Yes, you need to choose your wager amount and then your answer beneath that. If you will go ahead and click the buzzer so that you can buzz in Lemon and Watermelon, that will get you in, and you'll need to enter your wages, your amount on the computer, but also on your sheet of paper. And then once those wages are in, we will continue. So Watermelon has yours in. David, if you'll enter yours. They are entered, so we can continue.
Oh, did I have to put an amount?
I believe so. Did you not?
Oh no, he wagered nothing. Okay.
I think we know what he wagered.
I wagered 0.
I don't know if you can change that, but we'll work that out. Okay, so we'll continue forward with Lemon and Watermelon, and we'll begin. Day of DNN and DNN Con, both, have been held in these U.S. cities. The Day of DNN and DNN Con have been held in these DNN cities. Okay, let's see what everyone has put together. That has been 30 seconds on the clock. So we'll begin. David, you controlled the board, and through most of the game we're in the lead. Let us see how much you wagered for this Final Jeopardy.
I totally read it wrong.
That's wonderful. You
was wrong anyways. I wouldn't have had room anyway, so.
You wagered $700 for what is West Palm Beach, Florida. While that is a city that this was in, we will see what then Daniel has wagered at the same time. Daniel?
He won.
There we go.
Denver, Colorado.
Orlando.
$101. I don't know how that proceeds forward. Perhaps it was not in complete well-written answer. So, at this point, David had 1 city and Daniel had 2 cities, which is more in the spirit of the actual answer. And so that means Daniel is more correct, and he has then gained 101 points, going from 600 to 701. David has wagered 700 and lost all 700. We were looking for the full list of DNN Con and Day of DNN cities. A list would be Tampa, Florida, Chicago, Illinois, Orlando, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, West Palm Beach, Florida, and Baltimore, Maryland as the most correct answer. However,
I don't think the Jeopardy song was long enough.
However, Daniel has come out in the lead and has won tonight's episode of Southern Fried DNN Jeopardy, which means
by
that
$1.
I will pick up Daniel's mailing address, and I will be shipping him a set of DNN playing cards that he will be able to proudly show off and bring to DNN World so we can all play cards when we see him next.
Awesome.
Okay,
thank
everyone. You. Thank you for playing a game with us tonight. I think that was a lot of fun, and if you all agree, we will bring that back again in the future. Another few times from now, we might roll that out with another set of themed questions. I enjoyed seeing everyone's answers, and feel like that was kind of across the board with some easy, some hard, and some obscure. So I think I certainly had a good time playing Alex Trebek for the night. That's the end of our Southern Fried DNN. That's the end of our Southern Fried DNN User Group meeting tonight. We will have our next meeting in June, as always, the 3rd Thursday of every month. And we have several potential speakers at our next meeting. We may have Ash with us from DNN Corp to talk about the DNN store and potentially show us some screenshots and some demos and proofs. We've been looking forward to or hearing about that for quite a long time, so to see some of those show up would be a lot of fun, and we may have that next time. Mike has offered to speak with us a little bit, and so we may have him out to talk. We also have Mitch Sellers ready to talk a little bit about a couple of different things that he's been cooking up that have been small pet projects. So we have a collection of people who might talk with us the next DNN User Group meeting. We'll confirm those and make some announcements in the next couple of weeks. And if we don't talk to you until then, thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you next month.